Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Just going to clean off our Zeta here a minute, and then I've been wondering what to do today. We've done the haymaking, we've got our power food in for the cattle, and they're doing well. I mean, obviously I've only just turned the game on, so the productivity is still on 0, and so it is with the pigs, but we've got all the food in there. We don't have potatoes and sugar beet in there yet. We will do that eventually, but I mean, our pigs are still running at 95%, so that's not too bad. And then the cows, well, they were actually only 99%, and I didn't know why, 'cause I thought they should be at 100%, because they had 100% cleanliness. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but anyway, the cows are as near to 100% as I think we're going to get. Now that I believe we're going to be in profit on the animals, with everything, because we with our maintenance costs and everything, we've got the extra cow, plus we've got the extra percentages. I think we should seriously consider getting some more cows soon. So that's really what we're going to be doing next, is increasing the number of pigs and the number of cows, because I want to get these up to 100 pigs before I start selling surpluses. And then the cows, I'd just like to increase them at least 25 cows in there, so that we've got a good number for making up various, to generate a good income. In the meantime, I've got a couple of other little things that I want to do, and one of those, I'm going to sell a couple trailer loads of barley. We've got plenty of barley here. I think we got more than enough for the pigs at the moment, because we got beans planted at the moment, so we've got some more protein food. And I thought it'd be good to get a little bit of that. Before we buy any cows or anything else, obviously, we've got to buy field 15 and 20. I did ask you what you wanted me to do, and that is the next thing that we have to do. So today, we're going to earn a bit of money. Whilst we just clean off this tractor a minute, what is it that you would like me to use as a baler? Now, we've got a few different types of balers. I've actually got some mod balers. Let me just show you those very quickly. And if you look in here, we've got the standard New Holland balers here, which are the yellow ones. Now, I have been informed in the comments section by a couple of people that the yellow is actually the livery of choice for the EU, so that's including the UK, and red is generally what you would find over in the States. It's still... It's exactly the same balers. There's no real difference between the balers. It's just that if they're in the US, you get those colours. And we are actually in Europe at the moment, so really we should be in kilometres and euros. There we go. So that's a bit better. There we go. Now that we're in euros. So yeah, this is the choice of colour for Europe and the UK, and then apparently this is the American colours. But I'm going to be using one of these colours, so we'll just say that we, for whatever reason, we got these colours here, because I have seen a red New Holland baler before in this country. I'm not sure where I've seen it, but I've definitely seen it before, so for whatever reason, it came over. Question is, do you want round bales or square bales? That's what I'm trying to get to in a rather roundabout kind of way. I do apologise. Yeah, do you want me to start using square bales or round bales when we buy a baler, so that we can bale up our hay and our straw and so on? Do you want it in round bales or do you want it in square bales? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know why you're voting for what you're voting for, and of course go up into the top right hand corner to the thing that should have come up by now and cast your vote. Now then, we now have a shiny, clean Forterra 130 HD Zeta. And I've actually just gone all the way around the tractor, so I better go back round this way so that we untangle the lead behind us. There we go. Right. And we're going to go and earn a little bit of money. Now, I was thinking we could just go up to 15 and 20 and do a little bit of fertilizer spreading or something like that up there. And then I thought, no, why should we? We don't have to do everything up there. We've done quite a bit of jobs up there, and we are going to do some more. And I will most likely, in between episodes, I think it's field 16 over next to 15. There are some jobs available there by the same owner, so I might do a bit in one of those fields in between the episodes, just to earn a little tiny bit more money. It's my horn. Yeah, kind of get us towards being able to buy those two fields. But today, I'm going to do a job. I might even do a few jobs down over here. This is a completely different field. It's completely unrelated. But I did mention a long time ago that I thought would be really cool if we could own this field. Partly because of being able to drive across the river. Now, I did drive across the river elsewhere, and we will drive back that way, but someone said to me, go over near the concrete pipes, and you can drive through the river there. And there's actually a space that you can drive across the river where the concrete pipes are. Look at that. Brilliant. And then we come up out of the river here, and you go straight onto the road on this side. So that's what I wanted to do today. I'm going to drive through the river. We'll go in cab now. And we're going to head off to a little tiny field that is down this way. And come up here. I'm assuming that I just keep going down this way now. Actually, let's make the map a little bit bigger and then we can see where we're going properly. It does look like this is probably the best way to go. I'm getting to field 31. That's where I'm heading. And actually, let's take the scenic route. No, I don't want to do that. I was going to think I could just sort of turn back on myself, but we're going... It is a bit of a roundabout way going across the river there. We should have stayed on the other side of the river and gone all the way down, and we could have sort of come out much closer to our target. So we want to head down here, and I'll just leave the small map up there. We are quite close to it. And that field has got sugar beet in it, and the sugar beet is actually ready to harvest. So that's where we're headed to. Now, it's just a give way sign here, so all we got to do is just that, give way. Come up on here, let's turn my beacons on a minute. There we go. And just at the top of the hill here, we have a very, very tiny field of sugar beet. Now, it's probably the smallest field in the game, I think. I don't think there's a smaller field anywhere else on the map. Because like 6, 12 and so on the right-hand side, and 5 and 4 along the top, they're small, but I think this one just kind of takes it as the smallest map. Smallest field, rather, on the map. Let's just move along here. I don't want to get too close because I don't want it to obviously block the machinery being able to be placed there when we start this mission up. Let's come over here. So we've got a tiny little field of sugar beet that is ready to harvest. I know I'm going to be doing some sugar beet harvesting soon anyway, but I thought it'd be nice to come down here. This one's only €48,000 euros. The 20% reduction means it's only going to reduce down to about 40,000 anyway. So if we do decide to buy this field, we're not... Oh, no, I didn't mean actually do that. The first tractor I was looking at was actually quite a good one. It's one that I wanted to do this mission in. So what I'm going to do, in order to reset this, I'm going to go out of the mission area. I don't know how far I'm going to have to go. There we go. Return to the field. Return to the field! 5... Okay, I'm going to see if I can get up that bank. It's going to stop now. And oh, there we go. Right, mission failed. Utterly useless, Frithgar. You're utterly useless. Right, let's back. And nope, not at the back BRT. Nope. 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 I don't want the Puma or the... There we go, the Series 7. That's the one. I wanted to do this in the Series 7. I don't know why. I was having a look around at the different bits and pieces on the map, and... the mission came up with the Series 7 on this one, and I haven't really done very much in Deutsch tractors yet, and I thought it'd be really nice if we could do it in this one. We've obviously got the little issue with having to drive on the crop when we hitch up. It's a minor detail, I feel. Now, I've not done any sugar beet harvesting in cab before now, so let me unfold that one. There. Does it unfold? I don't think it actually unfolds. I don't think there's any unfolding to do. So, I'll come back this way. I've got to turn that one on, and then turn that one on. I'll go to the back, and I'll lift that one up. And now, I should be able to do Control V, and it should turn it on and then off again. So, let's just try that. It should lift and lower them. So, Control V should lower both of them. There we go. And I'll do this in cab. I will do it properly when we get to the end of the row now. And... right. I don't know how long this is going to take. We got 25 minutes on the clock. And I'm hoping it's not going to take quite that long. I reckon if we get down to the end of the row, and then we will lift the machine. I'm going to turn the map off. And I am going to come out of cab so that I can take a look at the machine. Just so that we can see it in action. And also because I'll probably use this as my screenshot for the video. You'll see what I decide before I do, actually. Well, no. I think I kind of... You'll see what I mean. By this point in the video, you'll already know, because you'll have seen it, is kind of what I mean. It's not knowing before I will. I think I know what I meant. I can't help it. I'm tired. It's the holidays, and you know I've been visiting friends and I've been visiting families, and you know generally I've gotten tired and overexcited, and yeah. So yeah, moving swiftly on. So anyway, that's looking absolutely fantastic. The Deutz does look like a bit of a beast of a tractor, doesn't it? You've got to be honest. It is a beast of a tractor. Look at that thing. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous tractor, that is. But we'll come in cab. I did say I was going to do some of this one in cab. I haven't done any sugar beet harvesting from in cab. So we'll do, well, with the tractor mounted one. Well, at least I don't think I have. I've done quite a lot of sugar beet harvesting, really, haven't I? I've done a few bits in time lapses, and I'm sure I've done more on, I think I did some on Goldcrest Valley, and did I do anywhere else? I don't think I've done any here on Sosnovka before. Oh, yes, I have, but I didn't do it on camera, did I? I did harvest, it was field 8, the one, you know where we've got our new land, the bit that we sort of carved out for ourselves. I do have it on there. Now, something that we would actually use in real life is GPS. So I am going to set the GPS going now. And if I'll move forward a little bit further, just so that we can make sure that we've got the thing in a straight line. There we go. Now I'll set the auto working width. I'm going to come out of cab just to see this. I can make sure that it's lining up properly. It does seem to be lining up fairly well. I'm going to nudge it over just a little tiny bit. And I'll just have it stop at the end of the row. We'll sort of do this ourselves. And this time, I'm going to stay in cab. I'm not going to have the actual interface up, but I am going to leave the lines on the field. Just sort of, because one of these screens, I'm not sure, I would guess probably the GPS would be on, would it be on the top screen? Or would it be on that one down there? GPS would be on one of these screens. And as we don't actually have the information there, I'm just going to leave the lines running in the field so they sort of represent being able to look down here and see where we are in the field. So we come up to the end and then I press Control V like that. It should lift them both up. There we go. So that lift both of those up. And then I'll come over here. And I'm hoping that we've got roughly... we're not... Oh, actually, that's pretty close. That's not bad. So if we come up here, I will Control W to line it up, and then Control V will lower them both down at the same time. That one follows slightly after the first one. Excellent. Right, that's working quite well now. Let that drive up across the field, and it should bleep at us once we get down to the other end. So we got 20 minutes left. We did take a little while to set up the GPS, which is going to have slowed things down a little bit. That one's bouncing along behind us. It does mean that we can sort of take a bit of time to look at the machine as it's trailing along behind us, which is, this isn't a view that we get to see very frequently, is it? Oh, right, we're coming to the end, so let's just turn our view around. We're going to leave that little bit in the middle. We'll accept that that bit is lost. I'll come up here, and if I press Control V now, it should lift the front, and then the back should follow. And across. Come over here. Right. Control W to line it up, and then Control V to put it in, and then that one should follow behind. Excellent. Look at that. That was near perfection, that was. Excellent. Quite pleased with that. And we come back up across. Ooh, excuse me, I nearly choked. Yeah, so we'll carry on and do some of this. I'm going to... I'll harvest a little bit more, and then when we're getting close to the finish, I'll come back to you and you can just have a look, and we'll continue to do this one from in-cab. I'd like to try and do as much of this field in-cab as possible. And then, just for the rest of the episode, we're going to go over to one of the other fields. I don't think we're going to do any slurry or muck spreading or anything like that today. I'll probably go to the field 16, or it's 15 or 16, I can't remember which one it is, near the ones that we want to buy. No, we want to buy 15 and 20, so it's 16, I think it is. And we'll do a plan. I think it's a planting job. It's available over there. And it's not. I'm going to try to avoid root crops. I've had about enough of root crops. We got them all over the place, and we had all that hassle with trying to get the potatoes ready, and that didn't work either. So that's what we'll try and do. But first, we've got to finish off these sugar beets. I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I'm doing the tidiest job this time round. There's little bits and stripes that I've left all over the place. Partly because I did sort of adjust the width of the machine as I came up across the field, because I thought that it didn't seem to have been set right. So I adjusted the width slightly, and that ended up leaving an extra stripe up across the field. And then we've got a few other messy bits as well, and generally speaking it's all not come out that great. But we are approaching completion, I feel, and we might just have to just sort of go along one of these tiny untidy bits in a minute. I don't think we'll need these. It's possibly the one over on our left over there. The other side, we got one strip down through there, I think, and then there's a bit further over that we'll need to do as well. But generally, I think we've got most of it. It's doing really well. We've got a big tank full. And once again, we have the magical little unloading pixies who have been doing it so fast that we haven't even been able to see them, so we haven't needed to worry about unloading anything. But I am thinking it would be really quite convenient to buy this field. Well, I don't know about convenient. I just thought it'd be really good to buy this field, because it's such a nice, small little field, and obviously as we're sort of focused on animals, we do want to get sheep at some point, and I thought it'd be quite nice to have this field, you know, sort of, you could do the grass for the sheep, I suppose. But then I was thinking, well, actually, we got plenty of grass, because this is the Sosnovka map, and yeah, there's some open meadow over that way down there, and I'm sort of looking down towards the river down there, so it's really back over there's a whole load of meadow as well, and there's meadow down near where the sheep are, so we got plenty of grass. So yeah, then I was thinking, well, actually I don't really have a logistical reason for buying this field. There is no logical reason for buying this field. None whatsoever. We got no reason at all to buy this field. I still want to buy it though. It's a small field. It's only going to be just over 40,000, and you know, generally I think that would be a pretty good one to get. Now if I come around here, I'm hoping we can sort of spin on the spot. We come back up here and I'll line it up and then engage the two machines. Oop, there we go. And I'm hoping that we'll finish going up across on this pass. This will be the last bit, with just over, or just under, by the time we get to it, I should think, just under 8 minutes left, and we'll have done this field. So yeah, that can be the topic of discussion for today in the comment section. Do you think I should get this field? I mean, it is out the way. If you look at the map, it's sort of stuck in the middle, and it's not anywhere near any of the land that we want to buy, and then the other extra land that we've got is up near field 8. So it's kind of out the way. It's not near anything at all that we're planning to buy. Right, there's 12, nearly 13,000 euros for doing that field. We could do a whole load of jobs on here now if we wanted to. That's already reduced the price down to 47,000. So yeah, give me some of your thoughts and your views. Do you think I should buy this field here? Field 30, is it 31, I think it is. Yeah, field 31, right in the middle of the island. Well, is it an island? I kind of keep viewing this bit as an island, but it's here stuck in the middle. It's away from most of the other stuff, but at the same time, I still, for some reason, I think this field would be a good one to have. It's cheap, and it is a little bit of extra land, and the way that the field's laid out, we can't really expand it very much out that side because of that telegraph pole, but we could come down this way a little bit. We could expand it there, and we could expand it at least out to the road on this side. So yeah, well, actually, the more I think about it, we don't actually have much scope for expansion. Down here, we could get a little bit extra down this end, because there is a tree there, but I don't know if it's actually in the way of the field or not. If we have a look up through, it's just out of range of it. So we could extend the field down this way a bit, and make it, we could nearly double it in size, I suppose. By the time you have a strip all the way around the edge, the field would be nearly doubled in size. So yeah, pros and cons, what do you think? Should we get field 31 or not? It's just a topic of discussion in the comments section. I'll take a look at what everybody thinks and then make my mind up afterwards. Now, we're going to go back this way. We're going to go racing through the river. No, 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 no! I very nearly went in the wrong direction. If you go in the wrong direction, you go in the deep water and you lose your tractor. You then have to reset it, and it's not a good thing to do. Right, I am going to drive over to the 2 fields that we're wanting to buy, and I'm going to see what sort of jobs are available over there. Right, up here with these 2, right beside the 2 bus stops. I don't know what language that's written in. I don't think it's Russian, but it might be. So if anybody does actually know, anybody from Eastern Europe that watches this series, what does that actually say? I would really like to know. But anyway, I'm assuming that those 2 are bus stops, so let's just take a quick look here. And yes, Dennis Jenkins. From some of the other things that he said, he seems to be a bit of an odious sort of fellow. Not the most pleasant sort of person. Well, howdy, I've got a bit of a situation. You may be just a person to help. See, I've got to spend some time prettying myself up for, well, you mind what for. Point is, something's come up and I need to look my Sunday best, so now I need someone to pinch hit for me and sow a field. You help me and I'll help you to the tune of £4,000. See, he doesn't sound so bad there, but in one of the previous jobs... Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. One of the previous jobs that he was asking, he didn't sound very pleasant at all. He really didn't, right? So we keep getting the maestro, which suggests that we might have... I suppose we could end up doing sunflowers. I don't really want... Yeah, and there's the direct drill with the Mac VRT. The fast track, that's a potato planter. I don't want to do potatoes over here. And again, I don't really know what that one is. That's quite a small one, though. Let's go back to the original one. See if we can get... there we go. The fast track with the maestro. Let's try this one. It's €4,000. It's not going to be a big job. I'm curious. I'm hoping it's not sugar beet. I'm hoping that he's going to be planting sunflowers. That's what I'd really like to be planting this time, is some sunflowers. It might be corn. Could be anything. You never can tell. It's a bit of a lottery. It's a bit of a gamble. So anybody that doesn't like gambling is probably not the best place to... Probably best not to do missions, or at least the seed drill missions, because it's always a gamble. Oh, we're doing beans. Beans, right, okay. Unfold this. I didn't actually expect that. I genuinely did not expect to end up doing beans. I was expecting... Actually, I was kind of hoping for sunflowers. That's what I was hoping for, but I kind of had this fateful feeling this we were just going to end up having to do something different. Right, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna, if I just take a little bit, tiny bit longer to line this one up straight, we could get the GPS going, because this is definitely a machine that would use GPS. This great big JCB fast track. Bring that up there and set the working width. Now, is that the right working? I think the working width is actually too wide. If I just bring that in just a little bit, maybe a bit more. There we go, and I'll offset it over there. I think that's okay. I still think it's going to be too wide. I know that it can be a little bit wide. It'd probably be okay. So we'll set that one, and I'm going to turn the lines. Actually, no, I'm going to leave the lines on because I want to see what they do down when we come back round. And let's see if it can do it itself. A little experiment that we can do. Right. That's all done. He's already lined up, ready to go. I'll turn it on and lower it. Opposite way round, actually. There we go. We're going in cab, and we're away. Right. It's straightening itself up. Going quite nicely. We don't have the markers out, although we don't actually need to use those. It's a nice looking tractor, this one. Nice comfortable looking cab. You've got a liftable armrest in there, so you can put your packet of sweets in there so that nobody can see the packet of sweets. I always had a packet of sweets when I was driving along in a tractor. Probably account for the size of my stomach. Yeah, it'd probably account for the size of... I know many tractor drivers whose stomachs are probably a little larger than they should be. You know, all things considered. If you're going to lead a healthy lifestyle, then perhaps your stomach shouldn't be quite as large as some of the tractor drivers that I know. But, you know, these things do happen, and it's not entirely our fault. You know, we spend all this time in the tractor. Right, we can't actually turn sharp enough to, look, see? It doesn't like this at all. Now, it's trying to come round, but it's not turning very, it's not going to turn quite sharp enough, because it does jackknife the tractor slightly, which isn't great. And the working width of the machine is not set correctly. Oop. Let's keep it going. Yeah, it's definitely not set correctly. It is leaving a little bit of a stripe up across the field. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too much, because we're already a quarter of the way across the field. Well, a quarter of the way for filling the field, at least. But what I think... Oh, and we're actually out of time. So, my question for this week is, do you want me to... I'm going to come back into cab. And I know that we've got the lines going up, but they're sort of the same as being able to look on that screen and see the GPS. Yeah, so my GPS for the week, my question for the week is, when I go and get a baler, which I will do at some point, for baling up hay and for baling up straw and so on, do you want me to get a square baler or do you want me to get a round baler? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section, tell everybody why you're voting for the one that you're voting for. Now, I'm going to leave a gap, and I'm going to go along, actually I'm going to go along 2, and I'm going to come up here, and engage it again, lower it down. Right, now that, I'm hoping, and then we got one more that we can come up, and we'll have to sort of turn sharp to do the final one. So, I'm going to have to finish this mission on my own. We really do. I don't think we've really got enough time for me. Well, we might do. We might just be able to squeeze it in. So, yeah, the round bales versus square bales. Don't worry about the cost of it. Don't worry about the cost of the actual machine. And from what I can tell, the tractor that we've got ought to be able to pull both balers. However, we will hopefully, before we buy the baler, buy the tractor. Remember, I put the vote up quite a long time ago now for the tractor, and we're going to be buying one. I think it was the Massey Ferguson that won the round. Obviously, I will check. I'm not just going to go and grab whichever tractor I feel like, because I've forgotten the results. I do keep an eye on the results, and I do sort of make sure that I try to do my absolute best to make sure that I get things right. Now, let's just come up through here and lower that one down. Up the next bit. We're going to come out of cab so that we can see this. I want to have a look. I want to get an aerial view, and also because I just want to admire the JCB Fast Track, because that is quite a nice machine to look at, isn't it? I've seen these working before, but I've never actually seen one. I've never actually driven one myself. I'd like to drive one myself, but I have not been able to. I've not had the privilege of being able to operate one of these myself. So I've always thought that's a bit of a shame, and I have heard good reports about them. So maybe one day I will get to have a go with the JCB Fast Track, which would be really cool. But in the meantime, I can at least have a go in Farming Simulator with the JCB Fast Track, which is better than nothing, you've got to admit. It is definitely better than nothing. Now, we come down here. We're actually just over 3/4 of the way, so it looks like doing a full pass on this field with this one does actually get a... Oh, no. I didn't want to do that. I want to lift that and lift the back one. Yeah, it should do both of them. I pressed control when I did it. And I've got to sort of swing round carefully. I don't want to do it too sharp, because otherwise I'll end up jackknifing it. At the same time, it's got to be done enough. There we go. So final pass. It's actually... Oh, no, it is. It's leaving a little tiny strip on this side. So it is... We've set the working... Oh, it's on both sides now, actually. We set the working width just a tiny, tiny fraction too wide still. It's... The reason it does it is because when you've got a trailed machine and you don't have it lined up in a perfectly straight line, when you set the automatic working width of the machine, it will get it slightly wrong. It's a lot easier when you're using the GPS on machines you own yourself and you're doing it on your own stuff, because you can check. I mean, if you know the working widths of the machine, so you can't really check it. You can't go and look at the shop while you've got a mission going. But if you can take a look and see what the actual working width of the machine is as you're going along, it does make it a lot easier. Right, we're not going to... I'm going to leave that down in the ground. We've got one last little bit to do. When we get this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along the top end of the field here, because we've got quite a bit of ground that we can cover here. A couple of sections here. Just on the end, and there's a bit there, and then we'll go up that line there. So we won't be using the GPS for it, and we're not turning sharp enough to actually damage the machine itself. You can with a seed drill, and I know this from personal experience. I did use a huge, great big Amazon direct drill. It had all the coulters. They were actually in front of the wheels, and you could turn sideways. You couldn't turn sharp, but you could go sideways. You could sort of bear around a corner without breaking them. You'd see them starting to lean over, and that was about as much as you could do. You couldn't push it any further than that. And if you did, you would have ended up damaging them. But you could do it to a certain extent. I did break a couple once, and that was because I was going down a hill, clay soil in the rain, and I needed to turn. and as I started to turn, I had the coulters up in. I lifted the coulters and then started to turn, and the machine started to slide sideways. So we've got just over 5,000 euros for that one. That's not bad at all. I'm not going to do any more on this field now. I'm actually going to go back to the yard. What I will do, though, is I think I might do a couple of extra jobs just on some different fields. Maybe I'll do some fertilizer jobs on 15 and 20. I might do something on field 23, although that one's already planted up and done. I don't know where, but I will do just a little bit more and earn a tiny bit more money before next episode. And I'm actually thinking that we're getting pretty close to harvest time. One of our fields is going to be ready to harvest very soon. So we might, in our next episode, be doing the first of our bean harvest. And I am hoping, obviously, at some point, I keep talking about it, to get the comparison that I've been sent done. But I have been pressed for time, so I haven't been able to do it yet. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, folks. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, again, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.